been a ride. I guess I had to go to that place to get to this one.
All right, one moment your life can be in perfect working order, and in an instant it can change for the worse. An entrepreneur, Ryan Blair, has lived with ups and downs and knows how to stay positive and make things happen. He's going to talk a little bit about how he did it and how you can do it too. Ryan, thanks again for being with us. Your book is titled Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain. What does that title mean to you?
You know, it's a mindset. So it's a mindset that I had when I was on the streets and when I lived, in boys' homes and I was in juvenile hall. And the essence is when you have nothing to lose, you either are backed into a corner and you cower and you submit, or you fight your way out. And so I've been backed into a corner a few times, both when I was a kid, but then also in my professional career when I decided to become an entrepreneur. When the recession hit, I had to apply that same mindset.
Now, it's your mantra. Why do you think so many people don't live with that mindset today? I mean, there's a lot of fear out there. Fear of the unknown, too.
Yeah, you know what? Fear is it's a trap, and people are domesticated, so to speak. So, they're comfortable. And if they just realize that they have nothing to lose, these middle-class folks that are, they think they have something to lose. They think that their reputation with their neighbors or their credit or their Louis Vuitton luggage or whatever it is worth holding on to. If they just ventured out there, started a business, took action, they'd realize there's a better life.
Let's talk about your story. You write in the book, to start it off, you pretty much say you didn't start at the bottom, but it didn't take you long to get there. Tell me about your story.
Well, the bottom is something that a lot of people can relate to right now, and I hit it when my dad disappeared when I was 13 years old the first time. My mother was an alcoholic. In fact, she's on her deathbed now as a result of an injury related to her drinking issues. I never saw my dad again after I was 13, and my brothers and sisters all took the path of gang culture, and so I followed suit when I was 13 years old. So I knew what it was like to have nothing, no family, no parental support, no society, nothing. And as a result of that mindset, I was able to start a business with a lot of ambition and determination that other people just failed to see.
You even have, if I remember reading correctly, you even have a picture that you commissioned someone to paint of an AK-47 in your house right now to remind you of what you used to carry on the streets.
Yeah, well, that's the whole Nothing to Lose brand, right? The idea is you have to remember where you came from. And now I'm in a position where, I'm successful. My company did $231 million in sales last year and growing.
Where did it turn around for you?
Mentorship is probably the #1 thing that everyone needs, and that's why I wrote the book. I wanted to be a virtual mentor to some people, but it turns around in the form of education. The biggest inequality in America today is a lack of equal education. And so that's my mission, is to teach people the subject of entrepreneurship.
When you had nothing, what was the most important thing to you then? And now that you have pretty much everything you want, what's the most important thing to you now?
It's the same thing. It's faith. It's, my faith that the story I've been through, the pain I've been through, and the reality that I've lived, both good and bad, is for a purpose greater than myself.
Now, there's a lot to talk about in this book. I would definitely suggest people go pick it up. You actually talk about turning your life around. You had your first tech company at 21. I mean, obviously there were mentors in your life. What was the biggest influence you think that made you wake up and say, you know what, I can do better?
Well, I was sitting down with John Wooden, the ex-UCLA famed legendary coach, and he told me, Ryan, it's time to go pro. And that was when I wrote the book. That was when I decided to turn ViSalus into a public company through a transaction with a group called Blair. And it was just basically said, Ryan, it's time for you to raise your game. And so that's been my mantra, go pro, ever since. So that was probably the big turning point.
Ryan, it's a great story, and I don't want to let you go without telling folks that you've never forgotten where you've come from. Tell me about your charity work. You've got 90% of your profits, you say, that you're pledging to charity.
No, so I'm pledging 100% of the profits from the book to charity.
Right.
I work with Master P in a charity called Urban Born that teaches entrepreneurship to the kids. But I'm pledging all my assets to charity when I go because, frankly, the world has given me so much. I want to give back.
Wow. Ryan Blair, we appreciate you coming in. The book is called Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain. Get it. You'll learn from it. Ryan, thanks again for being here. We appreciate it. All right, we'll be back.